So, tell me, who here wanted to be an astronaut when they grew up? A couple of you. Well, I've got some good news for you. Just last year, in July of 2022, the James Webb Space Telescope was launched. And for the first time, we had one of the most advanced technological cameras to take pictures of deep space. Now, we've had telescopes before, my favorite being Hubble, and it is a brilliant satellite, but this one has a very specific type of infrared technology that made it by far and away the most advanced thing that we have ever put into orbit. The James Webb Space Telescope is a technological marvel and truly the jewel in the crown of NASA's abilities as an organization. Now, today I am going to impress upon you just the extent of those abilities, and I'm going to tell you about what the James Webb Space Telescope is truly capable of. Now, the abilities of the James Webb Space Telescope, which heretofore I will refer to as Webb for shortening purposes, Webb has amazing abilities as far as a camera. And you may wonder, well, what good does a camera do? We should have pictures of outer space already. Sure, we do. But these ones have the ability to disprove or prove and verify scientific theories that up until now have been unverifiable. Now, we have more detailed photos, and we have tools built into Webb that will enable it to give us all sorts of information other than visual. Now, actually, quite a stir was produced by the James Webb Space Telescope not too long ago, because one scientist alleged that pictures and data produced by it actually disproved the Big Bang Theory. Now, this came out to be meritless eventually, but the discourse around it actually led scientists to realize that our galactic models on how they are formed are actually incorrect, and we need to reevaluate some of the things that we have assumed up until now. Now, I've told you about how it might disprove or verify previous theories, but the amount of new knowledge that is coming out of the Space Telescope is astounding, truly. Now, not too long ago, there was actually a picture that came out of what is called a protostar. And what a protostar is it's a star before it's even a star. Now, this may not seem in and of itself all that interesting, but this star is presupposed to be similar to our sun, Sol, which will give us insight into how our sun formed, and it may even be able to fuel our inquiries into how our sun will progress as its life cycle continues. But by far, the most interesting thing that I think the James Webb Space Telescope has ever brought to us is a planet called K2-18b. Now, this is an exoplanet. It's about 8 times the size of Earth. And it was found using the infrared technology to have 2 main things in its atmosphere that were astounding: methane and carbon dioxide. Well, you might think, that's not so astounding, we have tons of it here. And that's precisely why it is. Because it implies the existence of a liquid ocean on K2-18b. Not only that, but a compound called dimethyl sulfide was found in abundance in the atmosphere. And you may not know what that is, and I'll forgive you for it, but dimethyl sulfide here on Earth is only produced by living organisms, which implies that we may have interfaced with extraterrestrial life for the first time in human history. Now, it'll take a year or two to actually recompile these findings and go over them over and over again, of course, to vet them, to make sure, which is why it hasn't been announced far and wide. But that being said, the James Webb Space Telescope represents a shining star in our our scientists' repertoire of instruments and abilities here on Earth. And in summary, I've told you how it can recompile, how it can verify and contextualize earlier findings, how it can disprove past findings, how it can teach us new things, and how we can even learn far more than has ever been possible before because of it. And if for none of that, the James Webb Space Telescope stands as a beacon to future generations, scientists, researchers, and even just us normal people, as an inspiration to all of us, and a reminder that our future might just be out there. Thank you all for your time.